Hi, I'm Dr. Sandy Queen from Queen Homeschool Supplies, and I want to thank you all who prayed for me. I'm feeling much better after eating gluten mistakenly and getting really sick for a couple days, so I'm doing better now, so well that I want to do a video for you. And this is on our Bringing the World to Life geography series at queenhomeschool.com. I want to share these with you because we don't have a sample of these on our website, mainly because they're so varied inside that it's really hard to give a sample adequately. So I want to talk about what they're like and show you some inside pages. This is the one on North and South America. We have several different volumes, one on your state, which you can use with any state, one on North and South America, and then we have several others as well. So inside these books, what you're going to see, many different sections. They each have missionary biographies. The North and South America has one on Jim Elliot and one on David Brainerd and a few others. These were all people who were missionaries somewhere in the United States, in North or South America rather. And so inside of these books, what you're going to find is a lot of pages that have things for the child to research and draw and write about this particular area of the world. So this one, the North and South America, they're all set up similarly. And this is, again, why we don't have a sample, because there's just too much to show adequately what the whole variety encompasses. But it'll have things for them to research on the vegetation, the crops, the imports and exports, the natural resources, the rivers, the mountains, the deserts, climate, animals from that area of the world, people, population, what their daily life is like, the languages, the religion, the type of housing they live in, the type of food that they eat, the type of food that's grown there. So many different things, jobs and industry, if I didn't say that, transportation. There's just so many different things, wildlife, tourism, places for them to make a map and collage, things like that. So there's so much in here. I want to show you, because when you look at it just as it is before the child does anything in it, what you're going to see is a lot of space, a lot of questions, a lot of prompts, a lot of subject headings and things like that, plus the missionary biographies. But I want to give you some samples of my daughter Haley's copy that she wrote in and did some things, and I have all my bookmarks in here for some of the pages I want to show you to give you a good variety, just so that you can see what this book would look like once your child completes it. And I have 6 children. They've all done this series, and well, my youngest hasn't finished all of them yet, but they've all done some of the books in this series, and all of theirs look different. But I have this one here to show you. So some of the things that you'll find is somewhere where the child does a map of that particular country. And this one's on Africa, Antarctica, and Australia. So here, Haley has printed out a map and cut it out and glued it in, which you can do, or you can have them draw a map, which she did in a different part of this book. So what you're going to end up with is a very beautiful scrapbook type thing. Here's something on the rocks and minerals of that area, and here she drew something and did some writing, some research that she did there. Okay. And then here, this is about the animals of that region of the world, and she lists them there. Sorry, I'm trying to show you without seeing what I'm showing you, since I'm doing this on my phone. This one's on Africa. She has a flag, which she didn't glue in here because she didn't want to mess up the rest of it, but this is her collage that she did on Africa. And you can see the different things that she drew there. Put that back in. Okay, and then here we have a section on the location. So it's talking about where in the world this is, what the latitude and longitude and what other countries it's by, what oceans it's by, that kind of stuff. So they're very, very detailed, and they really give your child a lot of things to dig in and find out more about that area of the world rather than just the geography. We're looking at the people, we're looking at their food, their religion, their habits, their imports, exports, industry, just so many things. Here's another map that she drew. She drew it on a separate piece of paper, then cut it out and glued it in. Okay, because this encompasses several different areas of the world here. Okay, this is on John Flynn, and she did a little report and drew his picture there, so you can see that. Here's something on the vegetation, and she researched that and wrote about it, drew a picture on the vegetation in that area. And here's another thing on the languages spoken in that area of the world. And she wrote that. So you can see that there's a lot more to these books once you start using them. Your child starts using them and writing in them and drawing in them and researching. For the drawing activities, they can use something that's already printed and cut it out and glue it in, such as I know the ones from our state. My husband happens to work for the state of Pennsylvania where we live, so he was able to go to the Pennsylvania Welcome Center and to get some brochures from our state, and one of my sons cut those out and glued them in and made a collage on one of his things for the North and South, or for the one about your state. And so there's a wide variety of ways. If you have a child that doesn't like to draw, my kids usually have all liked to draw, so they enjoyed drawing the maps and drawing the pictures of the different things that they had to do in these books, but some kids don't. So they're free to use clip art or use brochures or catalogs, magazines, things like that if they'd rather do that. But the point is to get them digging out information, like all of our materials at Queen Homeschool Supplies, and owning that information, being able to put something together with that information. And by the time they're finished, they'll have a beautiful, one-of-a-kind created scrapbook of that area of the world. So that is our Bringing the World to Life series at queenhomeschool.com.